Look at him. He's just dickered. Just dickered, boys. Son of a bitch.
Yo, yo. Class A, and macro. Not connected, not elected to participate. Bouncing down the stems will make your head hurt. Enjoy the take.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Take the Wide. Sorry for the late upload. It's been a crazy bunch of days, and it's holidays, and etc. But really, sometimes the shit escapes me. But here we go. This is the 250, episode 250, the Take or Walk, the 1 year anniversary of the walk show that I did on Wednesday. Thanks to those people who checked it out. And if you didn't, this is the episode in its entirety. It was fun. We were able to give out some stuff, and if you haven't checked out the walk show, you can check it out anytime. It's available on all platforms, mostly, and it's kind of in line with this. Derek's just talking to really cool people about what they do, play some tunes, and go follow him, show him some love on Instagram and Facebook if you guys can, and it was cool. I'm glad we could have done it together. I consider Derek a really good friend, so excuse my nostrils. I'm a little stuffy, but let me just shoot off these sponsors before we get into it. Again, these sponsors get this show out to you. They support this, and if you can support them anyway, that'd be great. So first, Heartbeat Hot Sauce. If you like hot sauce and good hot sauce, Heartbeat Hot Sauce is the hot sauce for you. I've been eating the jalapeno, and fuck, man, like it lasts me like a week and then it's gone. It's really good. You can get it across Canada. They have a different flavors. The red habanero was the first one they came out with, and that for me is my favorite. It's pretty hot, but not. It's flavorful hot. It's really good. HeartbeatHotSauce.com. Use promo code TakerWide5 to get 5% off of your cart when ordering, and you can find them in most stores across Canada. So you can go to heartbeathotsauce.com and go to store locator, and you can find it there. Really good, really good shit. Next up, Dfa Tattoos. If you're looking for a tattoo shop and you're out in Montreal, go to 328 St. Catherine Est. It's right downtown. Find DFA. It's a bunch of skilled artists. It's a safe place. It's a professional place. You can trust them with any type of work, and I don't know, if you don't want to be a chump, if you want to be a chump, don't go to DFA. Right? Do I say that right? If you don't, yeah. If you want to be cool, go to DFA. If you don't want to be cool, don't go to DFA. DFAtattoos.com, you can find them on Instagram, all that shit. All love to them. Kevin Rigo is the next sponsor. He's a car salesman out in Kitchener. He's at 3121 King Street East. If you or someone you know is looking for an honest car salesman, go find Kevin. Old friend. Trust this guy, and you guys can too. 100% vouch for Rigo. Special pricing on new vehicles if you mention the shows, which is crazy. Super cool. Next, we have Ironclad Graphics. They're a custom screen printing shop in Kingston. They specialize in apparel printing, but they can do other stuff as well. They do toques, patches, stickers. Throw them in the hat when you're looking for a merchandising or a screen printing place. They ship coast to coast every day. They're competitive with their pricing. They did my shirts. I have been working with them for a long time. So if you don't know of them and you're looking for someone to print your shirts, just hit them up, see what they can do. Dapper Beard Oil is a beard oil company from Ottawa. My friend Andrew runs it. It's a really good beard oil, ethically sourced, 100% natural ingredients. It helps hydrate. It helps repair your beard. It's antibacterial. It reduces beard dandruff. It's really good stuff. I have a bottle right here. If you go to dapperbeardoil.com, you can find out how to order it. You can use promo code TakerWide free ship and save on the shipping. It's Christmas, perfect stocking stuffer. I think this is like right down to the wire for people, but as far as like getting gifts. But if you need a beard oil, go to dapperbeardoil.com. WellingtonBrewery.ca provide beers. They're Canada's oldest independently owned microbrewery out in Guelph. They craft award-winning beers in small batches using the freshest all-natural ingredients. They support my show, so you can support them if you go grab a beer. For this episode, I don't have a can with me. I sipped on one of their beers. It was really good. And lastly, DaveLevittPhotography.ca. If you need a photographer and you're out in Kitchener, Cambridge, Guelph, Dave has been shooting bands forever. 10 plus years. He does weddings, he does cars. He's a talented photographer, and he can help your band and help you edit videos, shoot videos. He did a bunch for Sabs and Grabert, and he did a Fuck the Facts video. He's a legit as fuck, rad dude, and a sponsor of the show. So those are all the sponsors, guys. So yeah, this was the live stream. It sounds pretty decent. Not your typical episode, but still fun nonetheless. In editing it, I noticed that I don't know what a lacquer is for vinyl. So once we get to that part in the episode, you'll understand what I'm talking about, if you know what lacquers actually do. So, but whatever. This is I won't be playing any tunes at the end of it. This is just the stream from the live episode. So enjoy it. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll be back next week with a more traditional episode, I guess. But yeah. This is the Take a Walk 2, 3, 4, whichever one it was that we aired last Wednesday. Okay. See you guys. Yeah, like I was saying to you before we started this, that I'm stoked to see that we're celebrating a year of this, and that like as an outsider, I know how fun it is for me to do the show, and it's great to see your successes, just that you're doing it too. Like it's like a team thing, and I don't feel like alone doing this. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of nice, yeah, because it came into a team, like a group effort. And of course, I was always the one with the questions, and you were always the one with the answers there, Sensei Steve. But it made things a lot easier from my end, and I can't believe. Well, I don't know. I don't want to blow it up more than it is, but the fact that I'm celebrating a year is cool, and it didn't fall flat on its face. So,
well, how many people start something and then actually I don't need to wear these. Start something and don't see it through. A lot, myself included. Like be it fucking anything, eating better or sleeping, like. How many fucking people start something and then don't stick to it? I think a lot of people. So I don't know. Was it hard to keep it going? In this first year, do you feel like you hit a hurdle and you're now on track to do it for a long time, or what? No. Did you want to stop at some point?
I think the hurdle was right at the beginning. I mean, it was either going to fall flat on its face, or I was going to get to a point where once you have sort of a regimen, then it's actually been quite easy to keep going, and the guests have kind of been pouring in, so I've been lucky that way. But, the very beginning for sure, and I'm sure if you went back to episode 1 with my good friend Steve Vargas, you would definitely hear that, I was nervous as hell.
do you so you've done one every 2 weeks, right? You've done?
Yeah, for the most part.
What's been the biggest learning curve? The questions or the audio quality, or what gave you the hardest time?
I think the mixing aspect of it was definitely and still is a work in progress. But as far as the questions go, it's funny because I think the biggest learning curve has to kind of just been to go with it, to kind of roll with the punches, because I tend to overthink things in general. So when that happens, I mean, it's good to think about things and have a plan, but when you start overthinking things, you're not doing anything. You're not being productive. You're just kind of standing still thinking. So, I think that's probably been the biggest learning curve, and just to have confidence in that process. We're going to have a conversation today, right now, on the Facebooks and the Instagram. We're going to have a conversation one way or the other. So stressing too much about it or putting too much thought into $1 million questions, I just found was not productive.
Yeah, I think you can get in your own way when it comes to, at least I'm speaking on my end, just this isn't good enough, this isn't good enough, this isn't good enough, and then nothing actually gets done.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
No questions come up, no effort gets in, or even I haven't asked some people to come on because I'm getting in my own way. I don't want to waste their time, but it's a fun fucking thing, man. And it's just it's really cool that you had the balls to do it, because it is putting yourself out there. It's like a band, but it's way more individual. It's just you.
It's
really.
kind of like being a singer, man.
Yeah.
It feels the most like that to any other position I've had in a band anyway. And yeah, because it's just you and your thoughts. And I mean, if you screw something up, it's out there. I mean, I don't edit too much. Do you?
No, every now and then, but mostly no. I think in all of the whatever years I've doing it, a couple times maybe.
Yeah.
You know?
And usually it's a guest. Well, I'm not going to talk out of school here, but occasionally I've pulled things back that a person or two has said because I felt like, maybe it just needed to be pulled back. But
I think that the truth, when you're having like a real conversation, like it's not, sometimes the truth, or at least someone's truth, might be hurtful, you know what I mean? And I if someone said like, oh, Steve's like a kind of a sloppy drummer, or like he's kind of an asshole or something like those type of things, like I'm never aiming to hurt someone's feelings with the show. But naturally, if you start talking about shit, like I remember early on when I started, I was being honest, and I didn't edit it out, where I was just saying there was this band that were young, and they weren't, they have potential, but they were kind of shitty or kind of sloppy. I don't know what my terminology was, but homie heard it, and I felt terrible because it's like I wasn't a young band and I wasn't the greatest. Like, that's the truth.
See, I think that's why it's okay to say, though, because you're not saying it as, somebody better than somebody else. You're just saying, maybe as somebody who's a little farther along in the journey, right?
Yeah.
I think that's okay. I mean, because it does get to a point where it's kind of a slippery slope, right? Mm-hmm. Can we not say anything about anything? And I say, fuck it. If I wouldn't say it to your face, then I won't say it on the podcast. But I would say a lot of things to your face because I respect you,
Yeah. But all in all, like, the whole intent is to lift people up and be inspiring, or be positive, right? There's enough negativity. Like, I started following this Instagram account called, I think it's called Tank's Good News. Does anyone watching know of this? It's on Instagram. I think it's literally just called Tank's Good News. Or there's this other Instagram account called The Dodo, which is...
Yeah.
You know The Dodo?
Yes. Cute little bird.
Yeah. There's so much negativity that it'll bum me out, man. Like,
all you got to do is go on the internet, man.
Dude, Instagram for me, like, if I'm in the explore part, I'll just go down a rabbit hole and then just feel like everything's lost, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
there's enough negativity that I want to push out some positivity.
But I mean, the cool thing I think about both of our shows, the cool thing about having a show is that you're driving the ship and you're not a negative dude, so therefore your show's not going to be negative. I think I'm fairly similar, man. And so you don't have to go down that rabbit hole. I think sometimes you feel like you do, not even as a podcaster, but just as a person that exists on the internet.
Yeah.
But you don't have to do that. You don't have to capitulate to that bullshit, right?
No, it's fun. It's this whole podcasting thing is dope, and I don't want to spend an hour talking about podcasts themselves because I want to include people who are watching and who might be listening.
Is that Byron? I can't see so well.
Yeah, it's Byron.
Byron, what's up, dude?
This my end has a bit of a delay, so. But yeah, people listening, even in the little chat, like, aside from the major podcasts, what is something? I guess people can see this after the fact, but some obscure maybe podcasts that would be worth checking out. Like, I'm trying to think. The most obscure one I listen to is, fuck. Well, it's not to diminish yours, but like, yours isn't like the biggest mainstream one, but it's like
it's pretty obscure, dude.
But
that's
like,
cool.
What about you? What's like some smaller ones you might listen to, or I don't know, or do you listen to any?
Yeah,
aside from
like I listened, kind of like when I listened to it, and I probably mentioned it on your show like forever ago, before I even started the podcast, and I want to circle back to that. But anyway. I listened to a show called Radical Personal Finance.
Oh, okay.
I used to listen to Dave Ramsey. He's like a wacky, super Christian dude, but he's phenomenal with money-saving tactics, and that's something I really wanted to get into. So I don't know. I'll listen to shows. I don't know, just because I want to learn something about something. I don't really care if the person hosting it is my cup of tea or anything like me or nothing like me.
Yeah. I try not to go too hard with like one or two over and over again. But there's so many fucking goddamn podcasts. Like, actually, I know a friend of mine, Pod Minutes to Cast Night. I forgot what I was going to even say. But yeah, I don't want to talk about podcasts the whole fucking time. This is the year anniversary of the Walk Show, if you're just tuning in now. I think it's something worth celebrating, and it's really cool that we can do this live. If you're tuning in, thank you guys for tuning in. If you're on Instagram, you're too far away. I can't see the text. Still
so flip on over to Facebook.
Yeah, eventually we're going to come
cool
over to
people.
Facebook, and then we can take some calls through my phone. You can just Facebook message me or fucking FaceTime me or call me. I'm going to have my phone set up here pretty soon. But yeah, we have some stuff to give away. We're going to be giving away the grand prize at the end of the show, which if you hadn't seen the Facebook post or the Instagram post, all the details were there. What else do we got to give away, homie?
We have 2 Chronic Christmas guest list spots. That happens this Saturday at District in Guelph. And that features Voltang, We Are Human, Loyalist, The Story Of, and more. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we got a Heartbeat, some Heartbeat swag, some Wellington swag. Well, when it comes up to the time, we'll do it. But let's talk about. I want to talk about comfort zones, and getting out of it. Like you're primarily a drummer, right? But then you were singing. We talked about this on one of the episodes where that was a bit out of your comfort zone.
Oh yeah,
like
still is.
Recently, I can only what made me think of this was this week, Monday. I went to the gym with Viv for like a class, like I think it's called Combat, and it's I was completely out of my comfort zone. It was like all these, moms, a couple dudes, and you're supposed to do all these moves. And it's been a long time since I was in a position where I felt lost and sticking out like a sore thumb. Music-wise, I'm comfortable in that skin. Podcasting-wise, same thing. But this was an audience, and I was lost. I didn't know the moves. And I caught myself thinking, like, fuck this. Because it'd been so long that I kind of had put myself... It made me realize, like, I don't really put myself in uncomfortable positions too much. But...
I think you do, man. I don't know. I mean, the fact that you're doing this...
True.
It's sort of
like
indicative
live
of that,
thing?
but just a podcast. I mean, I know
But that was like
I know
5
what you're
years
going to
ago.
say, but that's it though. You were kind of a pioneer locally, anyway. I mean, I started this a year ago, and even then, it was just at a time when people were kind of. I mean, you definitely had your hardcore podcast fans, but it was getting to the point now where and everybody has this buddy, that guy that run-of-the-mill buddy, and they start
buzzer.
talking about podcasts. And so, I mean, 5 years ago, dude.
Yeah, but it'd been a minute, and it just reminded me, it made me think that I need to do or be less afraid to get out of my comfort zone. Even before the show started, we were talking about like advertisers and just even that. It's like, just get out of my comfort zone and like hit up some sponsors or some guests. Like, I really, it was kind of insane how quick I was to be like, fuck this, because it's uncomfortable, but then to kind of step back and be like, oh wait, like this is a good thing. It's a good thing that you don't know these moves, because if you stick to it, it's just a slight little test that I think is good for your, at least for my own morale. And because if let's say I never go back to this class, which I might never, because there's still more to be had, but I'll feel like a shit, I'll feel like fuck, I gave up, and I hate that. Even, I think we all have a version of ourselves, and I would feel like really weird because I don't feel like I'm a quitter. Maybe I am. I don't know. Maybe I'm fighting that all the time. But whole point is just...
Yeah, but you can't broad stroke that, though. I mean, there's going to be some things you're going to quit, and maybe it's a good idea. I don't know. Like
drugs.
Well, yeah. I don't know. You're putting a beer to your lips, and it's not like that's the worst thing in the world. But if you were to quit that would be cool. So I guess my point being, you're not either a quitter or not a quitter. There are just some things that we're geared towards and other things that we're not. And other things, which I think, I look up to you in terms of the fact that you do take those things that aren't yours and you make them yours, you know? You got to walk towards the fire, man. That's it.
Well, like, what's something for you? Like, the podcast itself, when you're faced with that sort of moment like that I might have had, like, fuck this, what's the last time that's come up for you, and like how did you kind of get over that? Like, even with the podcast, did you ever think like, fuck, this is too hard? Or singing in a band where you're like, fuck, this is too hard, I'm not going to do it, but you did it?
See, I'm not a fuck this kind of guy. I know I said, don't use generalities, and I'm about to. So as a rule of thumb, I'm not like a fuck that guy. And so probably to my detriment, there are some things I probably should have walked away from that I was just like, no.
Like what?
Jobs, certain, things like that. But I never looked at the podcast or singing in a band or anything and said, fuck that. But I did look at it, terrified. Just terrified, right? But, it is what it is. I really do think you got to walk towards that fire. And you don't have to, but it enriches your life, I feel a whole lot more confident being somebody just riddled with anxiety. I feel
Are you a real anxious guy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Always been?
Yep. I didn't really know what it was for a long, long time, but yeah. And that's, podcasting has been amazing for that.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Huge.
Fuck.
Like, yeah. Yeah.
This, I feel like where most of us are, like, I don't know how old people listening are, but it's cheers. Actually, Andrew Haynes said happy 1 year.
Oh, cheers. Right on. Andrew Haynes. What's up, dude? Also, Byron, I love you too, brother.
Can you read that?
You already knew that.
I can't read shit. Like, how often are we getting opportunities to get out of our comfort zone, to do something a little different? Like, I'm happy that Viv kind of was like, do the gym thing. This live stream, even something like that. I think we'd all be better to do things that are not of the norm.
Yeah, can I just tell you, live streaming, like, people, I got a fucking face for audio, okay? So doing this live stream thing is, it's definitely out of my comfort zone.
But it's happening, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, here we are.
Like it or not.
Yeah.
It's
happening. I want people to participate. I really do. I know, like, this isn't 4,000 people watching. But
also, shout out to Copper Hearts. Whoop, whoop.
Copper Hearts, was that
a sick band?
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Were they just recently on?
Nope. Andrew Haynes.
Oh, word. Hey, Andrew. Oh, sweet. Thank you. But just trying to get this to be, like, participatory. If you tuned into the last one I did with Mark, it was really fun because it was a podcast episode where I had questions ready and stuff like that. But me and Derek were really kind of flying flying by the seat of our pants.
Yeah,
on this, so.
Yeah. I came up with a couple of questions. I'll be honest with you, they're not great questions.
I have a few.
I kind of came up with some for you because I know you know how to riff. So it's one of those like shitty question, great answer things.
Well, okay. Well, here's something I think is not well. There's a story everyone has, the path they have from when you were a kid. But it's like all my buddies. I wonder what they were like as a kid. We're like the same age, right? 83,
82. Yeah, close enough.
So in another universe,
I'm 82 years old. Yeah.
We would have grown up together. But it's like, what were you like as a kid? And we did kind of touch on this, I think, on your episode about how you got into music. But maybe people don't know your history. But like as a kid. And even like you were saying, you were kind of an anxious kid. Maybe you didn't know it, but what were you like that as a kid? What were you like as a kid? Like, what was it like as a kid for you in Guelph, right?
No, so I was born in Hamilton.
Oh, okay.
Spent a bunch of years in Brampton and Heart Lake, and then moved to Erin, Ontario. Which, when you're going from Brampton to the most backwoods town in Ontario, Southern Ontario anyway. That was weird. I'm also an only child with a dad who was in the Peace Corps, who was a jail guard, who just would not let me be an only child, and I thank him for that for forever.
So he was always pushing you to like hang with other kids.
Well,
like,
and
what do
just
you mean?
not be like an entitled little,
Oh, okay.
so and so. Just didn't want me to be that stereotypical only child. But yeah, I was still always in my own head and just coming up with games and stuff. I think like I gravitated to music like as soon as I knew what it was because you could kind of express yourself by yourself in a weird way, Yeah. What about you, man?
Shit. Like as a kid,
Yeah.
I think about this where I was a good kid, and I think why was I a good kid? I was a good kid. Like I always had this thing in my head of needing to please my parents, like wanting to, like knowing that being good made them happy was a huge motivator to listen, basically.
Yeah.
Like I was a good listener. I listened in school. I listened to rules. But I was trying to dissect that, and it was a question of like, why? Like it's not like they were threatening. They weren't threatening to like you have to. They were great parents. They are great parents. But as a kid, I wasn't really an anxious kid. I was always like weirdly. I'm like totally like backwards engineering my childhood right now in my head. But
just throw out a little revisionist history. Well, I was the captain of my hockey team, and
yeah,
all the chicks loved me, even when they had cooties. It's crazy.
Actually, that's funny. I remember once at my mom's, she was working at this toy library, and I don't know how old I was, like fucking 8, maybe, or 9 or something, and these like young girls, or I don't know how old I was, 10 or something like that, but it was still like they had cooties and they were like giving me attention, and I didn't know what to do, so I just like screamed at them in my like little kid high pitched voice. But yeah, cooties, that made me think of that. But yeah, as a kid, just a good kid, and don't know why. I'm like, it's good that I was a good kid, but
Well, you're a pretty good dude, man. I had to start somewhere.
yeah, shit. Well, likewise, man. I don't know though. Musically was just hearing I was doing a paper route and hearing some dudes play in their garage, and just being like, wow, that's really cool. Like I want to do that. I didn't know that it's possible because they were just local dudes I knew.
Was this like in the 80s?
This is we were in emo, so it was early 90s, I'd say. No, it was probably 10. Oh shit, how many people are watching this?
Yeah, is this scrolling down?
Well, this should be scrolling. What do we got here? Levitt said hi. Andrew. I think Andrew's the last one. Can someone just post something? Actually, here, I can post something. Here, watch.
Technology.
Hello.
So, dude, let me ask you about this Sabs record, because this Sabs record is badass, man.
Thanks, man.
Always tardy to the party, admittedly, but I did pick up the new Sabs record. Great Sabatini for the layman, and it's called Goodbye Audio. I picked it up on Saturday, ran some errands in the car, and just cranked it.
Oh, you got it online. I was like,
Yeah,
where'd you
just
buy the vinyl in Guelph? I gotta shout that out. But
on iTunes.
word, okay, cool.
Dude, that record slays. I mean,
Thanks, man.
I've always been a fan of the Great Sabatini, but that album, like, it checks all the boxes of, like, favorite album of the year for me. I still have to get more acquainted with it.
Cool,
But
man.
right off the hop, dude, it's like it's dynamic. The riffs are interesting.
Thanks, man. I'm really proud of it, man, as a whole.
Like, it sounds like a Steve Albini record, man.
Yeah, we did it off the floor, live off the floor, except for the last track, and Sean Pearson tracked it, and he's out in Hamilton, and he's done some shallow stuff, some like shallow North Dakota stuff, and
Yeah.
He's like good at capturing a band. I think he the way he engineers it's captures who we are. Like we've worked with him previously on some stuff, and yeah, it's interesting to say Albini. Just Pearson had a part of that with his how he records it, and Scott Evans mixed it. He's
really?
Yeah, he's in. He plays with Kowloon, Wild City, and he's out. Where the fuck is he? San Francisco, I think. But even his touch on it, he really made it sound amazing. Mastering too, we had Carl Saff master it, and it's interesting because we pressed it in Toronto at Yokai, and generally they'll take care of the lacquers.
Sorry, what do you mean by lacquers?
So when you're doing like vinyl, like you'll have kind of like the lacquers that make the vinyl itself, and they'll kind of do that in house. But we had Carl make them and ship them up.
Okay.
As far as I understand, and so at Yokai, the place in Toronto, like the brokers that we worked through to get it pressed, they'll normally do that part themselves. And my friend who works there was saying like they're kind of confused, like, oh, why are the Sabs getting someone else to do it? Like, I don't really see the point. Maybe that's not verbatim, but there was kind of like, oh, weird. Usually we do it, but they're having someone else do it. And then my buddy was telling me how they were like, oh shit, like, okay, we get it why, they had the lacquers brought in themselves. So all the people involved really made it like sound as fuck. Like, to me, this is the best sounding shit we've ever done.
Dude, I mean, I think so too. Of all the Sabs that I've heard, and I think I've heard them all, the mix is crazy, man. It's like, I always felt like you either, if you wanted big guitars like that, I always felt like you had to kind of shrink the drums because the guitars would take up the space. But for some reason with this album, like, the drums are very present. Everything's present and nothing sacrifices. And I don't understand, as like a amateur shitty mixer, how you do that.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I guess a lot of EQing, or I don't know. I mean, if you guys know in the comment section, educate me, man. Edify me.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't know if we're getting scrolls down here.
Let me see here. No, I don't think we are. 1 second here. I can see it here, actually.
Oh,
man.
okay. Yeah, as long as you can.
Yeah, Byron just said yo a little while ago. This has a slight delay. That's like, like a monitor. But this is keeping up. See, like, all the old comments are under there. Levitt being like one of the first ones.
Oh, so, okay. All right.
So yeah, this here I can see.
Dude, this is so modern.
It is. Let's do a fucking giveaway, man. Like,
yeah.
People are watching. So,
you guys want to win some shit?
Yeah.
Woo!
Now, I don't know. Well, we had a few different ideas of how to pick a winner. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know which one you want to do first, man. It's more of like, how are we going to pick a winner? There's
what do we have here?
A handful of people watching right now.
Do we want to do?
Let me see the Instagram feed here real quick.
Okay.
While you're thinking on that, so let's give away the DFA Wormzilla shirt.
Okay. So we have. You know what? I'm going to let you plug it because I feel like you're going to plug it better than I am. This is a Vargas sponsor, a tattoo parlor out of Quebec, yeah?
Yes, yeah. This is, so I'm just going to put this on me real quick. There's a couple people watching. Yeah, so guys, okay, so let's do it like this where the Dfa Tattoos, it's a tattoo shop out in Montreal, and that's where Shawnee works. Shawnee kind of owns the place with some friends. 328 St. Catherine Est. And they've donated shirts. Now, the DFA, there's only smalls and mediums, so I need to say that. But also Shawnee himself, Wormzilla, that's his art name. He's donating a shirt, too, but he has all sizes of that. So, what's up, dudes, on Instagram? Shit, I don't know. This is the thing. Like, how are we going to give this away? Let's, we had an idea in the comments, if anyone can find the best. Here we go. Next person, either on mostly probably Facebook here, who can put a picture. I think you can do that with the chats. Put a link to the worst tattoo. I know there's a lot of shitty tattoos out there. You can easily find it online.
Dude, all on me, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Let's see. Yeah, Byron should be the bottom one. If you put two finger, or yeah.
Here we go.
So Byron's there.
Yeah. Okay. You might have to do that every now and
Yep.
again, unless you have it on yours.
I can see it on mine here. Yeah. See here? I don't know if you can see it.
All good. All good. Not even technical difficulties. I'm just a dumbass. So
Yeah. So people in the chat, if you just meme me or whatever, send a picture of find a shitty tattoo. Best one will win the DFA shirt. We can hit you up after. So yeah, in your spare chatting time on your comments, put something there, and then you'll win that. So yeah, thank you for the nice words about the record, man.
yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to kind of diving into it more because I think with any record, it's so much better when you can really dedicate, put on some headphones, dedicate time to do something, to listen to the record and not do anything, rather.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, so I'm gonna Instagram feeders. I'm gonna shut this down. If you guys want to tune in, just go to Facebook because I'm gonna be using this in case people want to call in. So, thank you for tuning in on Instagram. But we're continuing on Facebook. All right, Bessos, guys.
Collins. Dude, that's crazy.
There we go.
Think anyone's going to call in tonight? Any guys going to call in tonight?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see here.
That'd be kind of neat.
When you listen to records, man, how do you what the fuck? This is stuck here. Ooh. Oh, there we go.
In the old
How do you
iPod.
listen to records? Like on a walk, at night, in bed?
Dude, I try to just sit on the couch, put on a pair of headphones, and just really digest it.
Yeah, like just
Because I don't get to do that enough. I mean, most of the time I'll do it when I'm cleaning the house or driving somewhere or something. But that's, you got 1 foot in, 1 foot out, right? Like, it's so much better when you can really dedicate time to it.
yeah,
I
totally.
used to do it all the time, and the best listening, pardon me, yeah, props to Wellington burps. The best music listening I ever did was touring.
Yeah.
If you're, like occasionally if you had to drive in the morning or if you just weren't into going to a party or something and you just chill in the van with headphones on.
I never did that. I guess driving I would do that, but even that's not as focused because you're kind of focused on driving.
Well, that's it. Yeah, I don't think that counts,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it does, but just really dedicating yourself to listening to an album where you can hear every little nook and cranny and weird little guitar buried in the mix that you wouldn't hear otherwise, right?
And yeah, I always think of an album, and if I want to get into it, like the best method to hear it, because I'll use headphones, but I just have the fucking white headphones, the iTunes one. So I feel like that's not doing the album justice, and I don't have a great sound system. Like, I've heard about Rollins stereo being fucking crazy, but like something like that would change the listening experience audibly. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I'm
not enough of an audiophile that I think I would notice, unless it's like
I wonder
like those
though.
shitty outdoor speakers, or I have one of those, but that's why I just listen to headphones on this iPod Classic. Hey,
what is that, like?
They don't make these anymore.
8 megs?
160 gigs, man.
Oh fuck!
He's a big bastard. But once it dies, I'm euchred. I don't know. Because I think like vinyl's good for certain things. It really depends on the way the album was intended to be listened to, I think. And I've gotten in fights over this before. Some people are like strictly vinyl. Some people are strictly digital. But I would much rather listen to the White Album on vinyl, and I would much rather listen to Meshuggah in a digital sense or a digital way.
Now I wonder, like, man, straight up, if you could A/B it, because I think
you can.
Like, well, I haven't. That's the thing. Like,
okay,
let's say the White Album.
you should, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you tried that before? And like,
never A/B, but I used to live. I don't know if he's tuned in or not, but Spicy Rob Kerr, if you're out there, what up? If you're not, I'm going to tell this story anyway. So I used to live with him, and he had everything on vinyl. And I remember him putting on a Meshuggah album on vinyl. And yeah, it was warmer because...
Now, warmer to you, what did that mean?
Not as sharp.
So more like low end?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, more low end, but more of like a smooth low end, a warm low end.
Okay.
And to me, you know, love you spicy, but that's not the way that I want to listen to Meshuggah. You know, I want it to be sharp and digital and compressed, and you know, it really depends on the band. And
Interesting.
I think that's right. I don't know.
Well, I guess
it's subjective anyway, but
totally, yeah. It's been a while since I've really dissected an album, and for me, dissecting it would be like no distractions, loud, on
definitely
the stereo.
loud.
Like
Yeah.
I have my stereo downstairs, but me and Tay are listening to it throughout the day. But once he goes down, I'm not listening to it loudly. And these are like Bluetooth speakers, but they're not great. And the iPhone, I like the yellow or the white ones. They're not fantastic. So someday I'll go back to like dissecting albums.
What do you track with? Like when you track drums?
In my ears?
Yeah.
Just the white iTunes.
Really?
Ones, yeah. With like some like heavy cans.
Just so there's no bleed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, you know what it is? It's I'm just recreating, the jam hall as much as I can. Mm-hmm. So like when I'm rehearsing, that's what I use, and just boom, bring it to the studio. Same thing. Like I'll even have my clicks or the backing tracks that I'm practicing to, given to the studio. The chat, you looking at the chat again?
Yeah, just seeing like, does anybody want some shit? Want some free shit?
Oh, shit. People,
take some free shit, dude.
Someone write something. Fuck. Well, whenever they do, I guess the first person to puts any tattoo meme or something will win the tattoo shirts.
Yeah.
Yep,
Bonus
we'll
points if you have a picture of one of my shitty tattoos.
What is your worst tattoo?
I don't know. Like I don't have any art pieces, man. They're all kind of shitty.
What was your first one?
I think my forearms, which are my dog's names when I was growing up. Well, sentimental value, but I mean, you know, you have people with like beautiful pieces of art sleeved, you know, up and down their arms, and I just never looked at it that way. I mean, shit, to each their own, but for me it was more of a scrapbook, you know.
Wow, shit. How old were you when you got the first ones?
Oh, yeah, early 20s, I think.
That's pretty good, man.
Well,
like,
definitely early 20s, yeah.
My first one is a tribal cross, because I thought tribal was cool, and I thought I'd always be religious.
Who didn't, man?
So that's my worst one. Yours are those aren't bad at all. Those are like those could
like they're well done. They were done by Steve Baker, actually. What's up?
It's on both.
Yeah. So each one of their names, right?
What does that say?
Molson and Velvet.
Oh.
Yeah, my family are drinkers, man. That's where I get it from. Yeah, and I got like sort of band stuff like on this arm here. And then I have a big old Ween tattoo on the back of this arm.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yes.
Because they're my favorite band in the world. And I always said I would never get another band's tattoo on me. That was rule of thumb. And
no?
I caved, man.
I
went to go see them live. I was like super fanboy on my birthday and just...
Night of, all shit face. Give me a tattoo.
Yeah, well, I think I got it like a week before the show. And, yeah, I had it for the gig in Toronto.
Oh, you got it before the show?
Yeah.
Did you want to see them and show them? Were you like hoping you'd run into them?
No, but I actually ended up meeting Glenn McClellan, the keyboardist. My wife and I went to Casino Niagara to see Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Mm-hmm. And he is the keyboardist for Blood, Sweat, and Tears as well. Now, I didn't know this until I was there. He just looked familiar, and I'm like, dude, that looks like Glenn McClellan, but there's no way. There's no way that's him. Huh. They introduced him, and that was him. So they were at the bar, the casino bar, after the gig. Uh-huh. And my wife, Mackenzie's just like, you got to go talk to this guy, man. You have to. He's in your favorite band. I was like, so nervous. So I went up to him, and like, of course, Mackenzie's just like, oh, and he has a Ween tattoo. I'm like, oh, I felt so embarrassed. And he was just like, right on, dude. He had the same thing like on a necklace. And
oh, cool.
and just started shooting the shit about Ween. It was amazing, but
You know what? I think there's probably two experiences when it comes to a fan. All right, Levitt wins the shirt.
nice.
The like normal people who are like, hey, you know, or just weirdos who say the wrong thing, or you know, there's probably a band like Ween probably meet enough people that there's an A or a B. Like, oh, this guy's just on the level, or not.
And maybe their A is B and their B is A. Like, they're pretty fucked up. You know? It's kind of like when people yell Primus sucks, it means they're awesome, you know?
So Michelle, a friend of mine, her first tattoo was the baby fat cat on my foot. What did you cover it up with, Michelle? I guess we'll see when she comments. I feel like that was your first ones? These ones here?
Yeah. This one here actually says sink or swim, but it kind of looks like stink.
Let me see.
And I kind of can't believe I'm saying this right now live on Facebook, but fuck it.
Whatever.
Yeah, but I'm not covering it up. Fuck that. I kind of do smell sometimes, people. I don't know. Byron knows. He lived in a van with me, man.
Man, yeah, actually, I want to talk about Pure Blank for a quick sec, but do you... Were there any Arise fans that got tats, or Pure Blank fans that got tats?
Ooh, I don't know. Honestly, not that I'm aware of, but they could be out there.
There's a kid in Cambridge who got a Tugnut tattoo.
Yeah,
on his forearm here, and he came to show, and it's like, wow. But I remember thinking like, wow, we really can't break up because this kid's got a tattoo, you know. He's
like gonna cover it with a Grabert tat, man.
He might have extended the life of that band for like another month or something, because it's like, at least in my head, because it's like, fuck, homie's got a tattoo.
Dude, that's awesome though.
Oh, here, Michelle answered the question. 2 purple lilacs as a memorial for my grandma. That's awesome.
That's cool.
That's cool that you can cover up tattoos.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it is. It's definitely cool, actually. Who am I kidding? Of course it's cool. I just don't know that I would do it per se, but I you know, who knows? Maybe one day I'll...
A cover-up?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see anything, like, not judging. Don't think there's anything wrong with it. It just, I'm kind of a just let it fly kind of dude. I don't know.
Yeah, same. It's... I'll bite my tongue when someone's like, I want to get a first tattoo, and it needs to be really meaningful. And that's totally cool, but it's like, for me, once I got past the, like, every tattoo has to have a meaning, it was like, cool, let's just do whatever. So I have, like, not all of them, but a few, just like this bomb doesn't mean shit. It's just a cool little
It's just
bomb.
It's just the bomb, yeah. Dude.
Andre, what's up, man? Fuck, thanks for tuning in. I should have put the time, because I just put 8 p.m., but my homie's in Winnipeg, so.
Oh, shit. And
Love
you know
man.
what? Actually, as per usual, time is flying.
Yeah, fuck.
So let's give away some more shit.
Okay. So, yeah, Levitt, actually, here, you might be able to see this here. You can see the tattoo that Levitt found. Is it mine? I'm going to laugh if it's mine. It is mine!
Oh, dude.
You fucker. Oh, fuck. That's funny. That's funny because that's one of Shawnee's first tattoos he did on me when he was like learning how to do tats.
Dude, that's awesome. So was that like an old pic, or did he kind of screenshot that?
Well, he's a photographer, so he has it somewhere in his files.
Oh, okay. I see.
That's so funny.
Dave Levitt, shout out. I don't know who you are, but I've heard your name a million times listening to Take Her Wide.
You might have seen, he's like a big redheaded dude with glasses.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's probably pretty stock. There's probably a lot of those guys.
No, you know what? And it could be the most unique person in the world. I'm just an idiot when it comes to that stuff.
Me
Especially
too.
just playing in bands for years where you kind of run into the same people and you know who they are, but you don't really know who they are. So, Dave, if I do know you, I'm sorry, brother.
I'm sure.
But congratulations, nonetheless.
Word. Let's give away something else.
A new Chronic Christmas?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so we have 2 guest list spots for Chronic Christmas, which is happening this Saturday, December the 15th at District, with Voltang, We Are Human Loyalist, and The Story Of, featuring Nick Weaver and Blay Badeau. Yeah, dude, like Guelph's favorite band, Guelph Sweethearts.
Yeah, this is the Chronic this
Christmas
this weekend,
yeah,
right?
This weekend.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you want 2 guest list spots for Chronic Christmas 2018, be the first person to type "I want Chronic Christmas tickets," #TakeOrWalk. That's "I want Chronic Christmas tickets," #TakeOrWalk.
Next caller. No, that's cool, man.
Be the 17th caller in. No, I'm just joking.
That's at District, sorry?
Yep, District, downtown Guelph.
Man, like, where the hell were shows happening? I know shows were happening before, but District is such a solid place for all kinds of shows. Like, I've only been playing District as of late. Like, I did Jimmy Jazz with the Sabs a long time ago.
Wasn't that with Wakeless, dude?
It might have been.
I think we've definitely played there together once.
Did the PA explode?
I don't have that good of a memory, but it's likely. If you didn't blow it up, we would have.
David Gupta, the winner.
Hey, from the Breaking English, friends
buddy.
of the show, the Breaking English.
Cool. We're going to be like wrapping this up soon, and then that's when everyone's going to tune in and start commenting and shit.
Right on, man. Well, I'll definitely be in touch with details on how to go about that. However, I am going to write that down because I'm old. You know what? I brought my handy dandy Sharpie.
Byron is, I think you're still there, Byron, but hello, Byron. When I moved here, man, I talked about this too, but just so intimidated by you guys. And Pure Blank, if people didn't know, was a really rad fucking band that had crazy, it was like, I was a nu metal kid. It was like, how do I put this? It was sick riffs that scratched my nu metal itch, but it wasn't a nu metal band. At least in my head, it wasn't. Now, maybe you could say otherwise. But
Well, yes and no. It was a bit of a transitional period in metal at the time, so pardon me. Shout out to Wellington Burps. #Wellington Burps. Yeah, it was a bit of a transitional period in metal. So you had nu metal, but it was kind of the tail end, Dry Kill Logic and 40 Below Summer, shit like that.
Oh my God, 40
But
Below.
then you had this sort of uprising, Poison the Well, Living Sacrifice, Unearth. Sepultura was kind of, they made a nu metal go of it. You know what I mean? Like it was a weird time. I know those bands don't really go in the same timeline, but something like that.
But
So, we still liked both, right?
I feel you guys were a standout kind of band, though, in that time. Like, it was like really sick riffs, like really good songs that weren't scatterbrained. It was a good band. Like, it wasn't a surprise that you guys locally were doing well, and then like I think regionally and nationally, you guys toured and stuff. So
yeah, well, they were doing well locally before me. So in a band called Sick. So I mean, I would say they
were called Sick.
Yeah.
Like SICK.
I think SIK.
Oh, Sick, even better.
SIK. Yeah, it was. Yeah. So when I joined, I mean, locally, it was already kind of laid out for me. But yeah, no, I mean, I think we embraced the nu metal to a degree, but
for sure. Like,
at the same time, we're trying to get into our other influences too, which were a lot more interesting at the time.
What the hell was the name of that guy? I think he was from Hamilton. He was an old head, and he ripped a solo on the record. Maybe.
Oh, Bess Ross.
Bess is that his name?
Bess Ross.
Like
Penetrator.
Penetrator. Is that?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Penetrator.
Yeah.
They said Pegatrator. I'm like,
No.
What the fuck's Pegatrator?
No, he was the guitarist in Penetrator.
Wait, he recorded it too? No.
No. So Simon van der Zand recorded the full length, and like he had done every band in our area back then. Hell of an engineer. But if I remember correctly, we had a completely done mix of that record, and then the tower crashed.
Yes, we talked about this.
And then we had to go on tour, and the release day was sort of in the middle of our coast-to-coast Canadian tour.
Fuck.
So we had to kind of get him to throw together a mix. Sort of last minute, and that's what it was. But
It still sounds pretty good,
I could
though.
be wrong. Actually, Byron would know probably better than I, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Huh. I also remember it being intimidating because you guys had CDs. And you guys, I think you were on Year of the Sun.
Yeah.
Which now, looking back, it was in my head then it was a bigger deal than it was. Like it's a local cat. It's not to diminish it, you know what I mean? But in my head, it was like, oh, they're signed to like a Roadrunner label. They're on a big, huge label. And
Optics,
they have
buddy.
CDs.
Optics. But yeah, Year of the Sun was cool, man. But they were definitely, I mean, I worked closely with Benner and that label for years and years. I did some A&R for them like years later, but it was never a label meant to, to have Motley Crue. It was the label meant to farm the next Motley Crue and springboard them to another label. Yeah,
it was a cool thing, man. For me coming here when I moved here, it was, oh, there's a scene. There's a guy who has a label. There's a band that press CDs. There's bands that are playing with bigger bands. It was so exciting, man. Like I don't like, cause you did grow up kind of like around here, but like where I grew up was like middle of nowhere with no scene, none of that. So it was fucking like so cool. I'm so happy I ended up moving around here. Who knows if the experience would have been the same somewhere else, but for real, like you guys, man, like was one of the first, and also you guys were nice to us, but it was like one of those first, like, oh, there's a thing happening here, and there's bands who are really giving it a go. As a young dude at like 20, that was super important and super inspiring, man. It was like, it was really cool, man.
We were Tug Nut Junkies the second we heard you guys, though, man, because we played with you here in Cambridge. Yes. I can't remember where, but I think it was Hibbs' first or second show.
It was. Yes. Yes, I remember. I remember being really scared because I was like, oh, we're playing with Pure Blank. Which now, think about
retrospect.
No, think about it now. It's like some young kids playing a fucking like youth center in Cambridge. It was cool, but like in my head, it was like, this is the biggest shit ever. It's funny looking back, like it's just some fucking local kids fucking doing stuff. Yo, what's up, Hal? Shit. Year of the Sun. So Hal from, remember Abacus?
Yeah,
Hal,
man.
Plays with Love and Dust now.
Yes,
hey, man, what's up?
What's up?
What's up, my man?
What's up?
Hal's the best.
Brah, brah.
Did you guys like hang with those guys a lot? Because they were Kitchener cats.
They actually beat us in a battle of the bands once. And
who, Pure Blank? They beat Pure Blank?
Yeah. And they earned it.
That's where your friendship ended?
Yeah, we've hated each other ever since. It's he probably just came on here to throw shade.
Ah, man, but for real, dude, those times back then when we were all giving it a go and had our like MySpace pages all decked out and starting to tour.
Yeah, so I guess that's a side note I'm getting caught on. But dude, you remember when you could HTML the shit out of your MySpace?
Oh my god, and it just bogged it right down.
It's the best.
And like
really?
plays were like, wow, this band has 1,000 plays, and your top 8 friends.
Yeah,
that was like, if we made anyone's top 8, my Tug Nut, it was like, whoa, shit. Like I think we were on your guys'
dude.
top.
That triggers a bunch of memories, man. Just like. And it was all politics. It was like, yeah, but this band has us as like spot number 2, and so like we'd be dicks if we didn't do that. Shit, that's funny,
man. And you know what? There's probably kids now that are, I hope, that are experiencing the same thing with their like buddies starting bands and starting to tour and stuff like that. Like I'm so proud of our friendships that we have, because we all started out doing the same shit at the same time, and like, yeah, like the Abacus guys. And, the Seething guys, remember them? Mm-hmm. And you guys, and fucking, just like the 519 sort of scene. Playing.
Well, Seething, man. Like, Josh Doherty was our first singer in Wakeless.
That's right.
There's the Seething connection.
We toured out east with those guys like 3 or 4 times. It was fucking so much fun, man. Ah. There's like
oh, the good old days.
Yeah, we could just
Dude,
rant on
okay,
those.
So if Great Sabatini got offered $700 a night to do a headlining cross Canada tour next week, would you do it?
$700 a night? That's a good question, because it's a would I do it or could I do it? Because I'd love to do it, but we have to. It's basically like we have to figure out what the hell's happening with Tay.
Yeah.
Like,
so you would do it, but you can't.
But at $700, that might help offset some costs here. But we can't just pop Tay into, I don't know. It's a thing. I was telling Viv, like, and it's in jest, but like I see, we might hit some radio charts or certain numerical statistics regarding the band, plays, album sales, this and that, and it's just like jokingly like, what would happen if the band all of a sudden got all these crazy opportunities, and it'd be dope as hell, but at the same time, I don't know how it would work. So kind of I want it to happen, but at the same time, I don't, because I don't know how the fuck I'd make it work.
Okay.
But maybe I'd have to make it work. But what about you?
Fuck no. No? Never. No.
$7,000 a night.
Still probably not.
3 weeks.
Dude, I'm just so, I don't know. I got old. I did a lot of living in my 20s, and then I just turned into a 75-year-old. I don't know.
What's appealing about it, aside from...
About touring?
Well, I was going to say, I know the answer, because I was going to say, what's appealing about a 3-week tour? It's just the gig itself. Everything else kind of sucks.
Well, that's it. Yeah, and I mean, thankfully, I feel like, I don't know how you feel about this, but I know in Guelph, I almost feel like I've been kind of grandfathered into the scene just by being an old dude that did something cool at one point in time. And thankfully, if I were to put out a band tomorrow, I could probably get a gig with it, and like that would sort of scratch that itch for me. And that might sound really cocky, and I get that, but like it's not meant to.
It's experience. Like there's no denying that.
I don't know. I, for some reason, some influential people in the Guelph music scene are still very kind to me.
David just said Derek confirmed to be a senior citizen.
That's right. He knows.
When do you become a senior citizen as a scene guy? Once you hit 35?
Once you stop touring, man. That's it. You can be 16. You stop touring, you're a senior.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever have to make that decision, maybe, but I don't know. I talk about this all the time on my show, where I'm just content releasing good music,
Yeah,
that's
dude,
the whole goal.
That's the point. I mean, well, I shouldn't say that's the point. To me, that is the point. Getting to play, I mean, even bands, like I don't play in bands. I play in projects. Like I play with 5 years because I love 5 years. Not because I want to make it,
But when's the last time Wakeless did anything?
Years ago.
Yeah.
But I may or may not be at liberty to discuss something that may or may not be happening in the long or maybe short or maybe not future.
Get
it?
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could do projects. Like, let's say Sabs fell apart and Grubert fell apart. Fuck. I think I'd have to join a band that was doing stuff. Yeah, I'm not content enough just to do, like, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do just like a 5 years thing. Why can you?
Why can I? I think because there's a goal. There's an immediate goal. So, it's playing a gig or putting out an EP or, I don't know. I think that's what it is. I think I just got really tired of, and it's going to sound so brutal, but just the twice a week band practice and, somebody's late and somebody's not really into the idea you're putting out. And I've probably said this a million times on the podcast, so sorry to the listeners that are familiar with me, but it's just, I don't know. I guess, how do I put this in a nutshell? So I started jamming with the dudes in Jeremy and the Pink Band, which is a couple of guys from Mandroid Echo Star, and I played in a cover band with, again, a couple of the guys from Mandroid Echo Star, and the way that we would practice was just like, we don't need to get together all the time, but when we do, just bring your fucking A game, and if that means you need to do your homework, then you need to do your homework, And I just like jamming like that so much more, and I think I just like that approach to music so much more.
Like
you can still have the camaraderie and all that stuff. It's just, but there's a point to it. Everything you're doing, you're kind of just trimming the fat of just like, I don't even want to say the bro down because you still bro down.
It just sounds like it's wasting less time. It's like you want to play music, so like, let's do it like this.
Totally.
Yeah, I get it.
It's the same thing with 5 years. I mean, we get together and we'll blast through the set, and we'll hit some problem areas. Or, we're laughing the whole time and having a good time, but that's the point of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like boys club and, oh, by the way, we have a set as well,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When do you it's I don't think I ever see you stopping. Do you ever I don't think I could ever fucking stop.
No, I can't either. It's just, I just need to call it something else, and that's all it is, man. I mean, we're essentially doing the same thing.
David says band rehearsal is different from practicing.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Band rehearsal.
And group practice is different from individual practice, and individual practice is different from jamming along to a record.
Do you still practice individually, like on your
Yes,
own?
yep.
What do you do? Drums or
well,
guitar?
lately
singing?
a lot of click tracks because we just did the 5 years gig, but I had just set up some hi-hats on my other... sorry, go ahead.
No,
man.
you go ahead. Finish.
Oh, I was going to say, I just set up a second set of hi-hats on my other side, so I've been practicing a lot with those, some kind of thrashier stuff. I did have a little bit of an opportunity. Actually, it was a very cool opportunity I had to turn down, but I didn't know that I was going to turn it down until fairly recently, so I was playing a lot of thrash metal with auxiliary hats.
Word.
So stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know.
When's the last time you rehearsed, practiced chops, no music, just straight your drumming skills?
Well, that was probably it, because this was stuff, and I would kind of do the two simultaneously. So I would try to jam along to the songs, but they required a skill set that wasn't really in my repertoire. So then I would, do away with the songs and really just go to the grassroots level and sort of act as though I was teaching drums again and treat myself as the student and say, okay, where do we start? How do we learn how to crawl? Now, how do we learn how to walk? So it was probably that stuff, and it wasn't that long ago. But I think that's sort of one of my New Year's resolutions in 2019 is to spend a little more time really nitpicking the fine stuff and getting back into paradiddles and just rudiments and really taking the time to try and be better. Probably for no reason at all, but just because it's awesome to sit behind your drum kit and fucking smoke it. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know, because I was gonna
Yeah,
say
you
I was gonna
do,
say
dude.
this guy. It's kind of. I'd love to just pop into your head right now to see what you would want to play, because you can play that 100%. I know I'm not a bad drummer, but when watching you and listening to the stuff you come up with, that's also that's another part of Derek I really love, is the creativity that you play with. You're a good drummer, but you're also a colorful, creative drummer. But to think of what you might tackle as far as chops, it's interesting, because you have chops, you know what I mean? So that's just me kind of just riffing here off the top of my head. But yeah, the shit you wrote, the shit you write, it's super tasty. All this shit, man. It's cool.
Cheers, man.
I don't know. It's you could play, when I listen to stuff you play, it's oh, he could have went that way, which is what I think most people would have done, but he did this colorful little thing here and there. Yeah, I really I always liked your style. It's smart.
Dude, that's the first time I've ever heard that, but thank you, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, likewise, buddy. I think the thing that I love about your drumming style is you're a bloody workhorse. And you're also creative, but I think you work harder than I do. You're probably able to play faster and harder than I can.
But does that mean working harder?
Well, I think it's a kind of maybe a grass is greener in the other side situation. But yeah, I mean, everyone has X amount of bandwidth. You know what I mean? So I would sort of put my bandwidth into going in direction A and maybe you in direction B. But I certainly... yeah, I don't think it's a better or worse thing, to be honest with you.
Yeah, oh yeah, everyone has their own sort of style, and it's, I think, being comfortable in that skin.
Yeah.
I have the phone set up. We should do the other giveaway.
We can do a call.
So
Hey,
yeah.
where are we at with Chronic Christmas tickets?
Homie won it, I think. Yeah, David Gupta.
That's right. That's right. Oh yeah, because I wrote it down. See, that's why I wrote it down.
So actually, if anybody, and this might not work, but again, we're just flying by the seat of our pants. My phone is set up, so if anyone's my Facebook friend, you could call me on Facebook right now. I think that shouldn't mess with this, but I had a few ideas. I want participation. So I was thinking of one thing where we've all played to nobody, and I would like to hear the story behind that, where it was, what you played, what ended up happening. That's one idea. I don't know. That's actually, I would love to hear that. If anyone listening or watching, this could be the next giveaway. I guess I want someone to call. Who's going to fucking call my phone? Somebody, please call it. If not, we have to give away.
Pick up the phone.
Hey, it's Dre Day. My man. Okay, here we go. Right here. Hey, buddy, can you hear me?
Hello.
Oh. Here, I'm going to call him. Dre, I'm just going to call your phone.
Well, this is exciting.
Hell yeah.
So what are we looking for then? We're looking for...
We'll see. Let's just call my buddy Andre
right,
and see what's
yeah.
up.
We could totally like jerky boys it too and just keep
Start
making
calling
phone
people.
calls. You washing your ass, Pablo?
Can you hear that?
Yep.
Watch him not pick up.
We could leave him the longest voicemail message ever.
Hey, buddy.
Yo,
What's up, man?
hey, shit!
Can you hear me?
I'm just boiling some eggs right now, man.
Boiling eggs.
Awesome. Fucking rights, man. Thanks for
Me
calling.
too, dude.
Hell yeah!
Holy
I'm
shit.
I'm stoked that you guys are doing this live episode, man. It's really cool.
Man, it's the idea behind it's cool, but I'm like terrified because it's like, oh my god, can anyone hear me? Is anyone listening? I don't know if you know
You
Andre.
know what? Even if no one hears you, you guys look really good.
Oh, dude, thanks, man. I'm dealing with a bit of a muffin top situation, but you know.
Oh man, yeah. I don't know if you've met me. I'm like all muffin, man. There's no top or bottom anymore.
Attaboy.
Andre's from Winnipeg, and he plays with Dead Rancho Muerto. We went on actually this poster right there, the spring tour one, the BP one.
Yeah.
That was with those boys.
Right on, man. Looks like a lengthy tour.
That was one for the books, Dre.
It was good, and it was really good.
Yeah.
Even when it sucked, it was really good.
I'm trying to think. Like, this is actually kind of interesting. We could talk on this. Which one was whack? Which gig was whack? Vancouver was a little weird.
Yeah, I don't remember any like standout bad ones, but there were like weird moments. Like Muskie talking to the RCMP out in Siksika in the middle of the night.
Yeah, that was. You want to hear that quick story?
Yeah, please.
It's a dry reservation. Well, and oh my god, it's kind of a long story, actually, isn't it, Dre?
Yeah, it's it could get lengthy. Yeah.
Why don't you tell it? You're the guest. I'm a
Well,
terrible storyteller.
maybe we should.
Like the,
Should we interject for a second and just ask the Facebook crowd if they can hear the caller?
Oh, yeah. Well, here, I can plug in my headphones here.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure we can hear you, brother. In Facebook land.
Word. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess people.
I can't see
watching,
the
can you-
video right now.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
Oh, all right. We're good.
Okay.
Good call.
Sorry, brother.
Good call. It's all Mickey Mouse
All right.
here.
So, sorry.
No, I'm just saying, like, my whole setup here, Dre, is so Mickey Mouse.
Oh, it looks cool, man. You got those big microphones and shit.
But yeah, so fuck. Where was this? Yeah, Alberta. Go ahead, Dre. Take it from here.
Yeah. So we're in Siksika, Alberta. Our buddy Carlin, who's now on council up there, set up this show for us, and it was cool. And afterwards, his like uncle or something, or some relative of his, basically offered up a spot for us to stay. There was some property out there, and we could basically pull in and crash fairly comfortably for the night. So we thought, but yeah, like Steve was saying, it's a dry res, and we didn't really know at the time. And I was hanging out in the van while I think everyone else was in this trailer that was on the property and like sharing this bottle of whiskey. And I guess because we had made a few stops, which I don't know if I'll really get into too much, but this dude Archie had to make a few stops on the way. I guess pick up keys to this trailer on this property. So eventually we made it out, but someone had called in to the police, I guess, that they'd seen all these like super sus lights kind of moving back and forth over the res. And so the middle of the night, I think it was just Muskie in your guys' van, and I was in our van. But all these cruisers started showing up, and yeah, Muskie got out and talked to them and all that. And yeah, I think Archie tried to come crash in our van in the morning too, so I had to wake everyone up. You know, they got no sleep, and we all had to take off. And
Andre's like, when I think, like, you're not old. I don't know who's older, but he's like a version of an older brother for me. Because when I think of that night, Dre took care of everybody.
So just tour manager by default.
Well, that night it was because Archie was trying to like sleep in the vans, and Dre, you were basically like, "We're getting the fuck out of here." Woke everybody up, like, "Let's go," and it was like,
yeah, like
carried us under his
Riley
wings.
were being really nice about it, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah, fuck, man, it was a good one. And actually, just as a side note, Archie that day had a heart attack, or the day before, something. Remember, buddy?
Yeah, like he just got to the hospital and came down to that community center, and then yeah,
it was insane. But actually, that one there weren't that many stinkers. But Dre, I'm sure you've played a show where there's no one there. Listen to me, that sounds like I'm such an asshole. I'm sure you have. No,
it takes one to know one, dude.
For
you know
sure
what I
we
mean.
played to no one many times. I can't think of too many off the top of my head, but like for years before we got like any kind of cred or whatever behind us, like people did not like us at all, and like it was tough, really. Winnipeg is very like click based, or especially when we were starting out, and it was tough to get gigs, and when you did, you were just playing with like just the shittiest bands downstairs at Aussie's, and yeah, just no one was coming, and yeah, or like on tour, I guess we, just trying to build up that reputation. We played to no one a good handful of times, or like in Toronto this one time. Fuck, what was that venue? It was like 4 something.
Oh, the
or
416 or 461 or something.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, we pulled up and we went in, and like no one had any idea like that there was supposed to be a show that night, and yeah, it was rough. And actually, another time that happened at Jimmy Jazz in Guelph. Yeah, we were so stoked, like, oh man, we finally cracked Guelph. Like, we're gonna play this show there at this place called Jimmy Jazz. And pulled up, and they had that cool sign in the front. Like, all right. And then this like bar back shows up. He's like, I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. There's nothing on the calendar.
Really?
Well, shit. Yeah,
motherfuckers.
But in Hamilton, we played Doors a few times with you guys, and it's like it's always cool to be there, but it sucks that like there's no people there.
Man, I did the last time these cats went through, like 6 people through the door. Man,
Yeah.
and Dre, I felt like such a shit because it's like, my boys, I want to take care of them, and like it was just a terrible show.
TB.
Fucking dum-dum. Hey, Dre, well, shit, man, like since you called, like I think you're the winner.
How about some
shit.
free shit?
Yeah, I got, let's see here, if you can see it. This might not work for you because you're in Winnipeg, but this will work. I don't know if, can you see that, Dre? It's a big heartbeat hot sauce.
I actually I don't have a computer right now, so
Oh.
I'm just calling in.
Oh, that's
and
right.
I can't see anything.
Well, you're going to.
Yeah. I'm going to send you, it's a big ass fucking heartbeat decal. Like, how big is that? Like a foot
Oh, damn.
long?
Yeah.
It's enormous. And some Wellington Brewery
Yeah.
koozies and stickers. There's coupons, but I don't think you can use them.
Yeah, I think you have to use them in Guelph at the brewery, so.
You know what?
I don't care, man. That's dope. That's super dope.
We'll give you all the other stuff.
Yeah, I'll send you a toque too, and I don't know. I'll send you a letter because I love you and I miss you.
Man, I love you and I miss you. And but what is it? Sorry, this is a year of the walk show.
Yeah. Today, yeah.
Man, fucking congrats, dude.
Hey, thank you, brother. I really do appreciate that.
Yeah, he's good shit, man.
Like,
Constantly surrounded by the best people.
one day, I've been talking about it a little bit, but I'd like to come down and just maybe visit Cambridge for a little bit, and we'll all trade kisses and beer.
Do it, man. Let's fucking do it for real.
And then, come 15 minutes down the road to Guelph and pop by the studio, man.
Yeah, Dre.
Ooh,
Do a podcast
man.
tour.
hell yeah! All right, I'm not gonna hog this video anymore. I'll get off. My girlfriend just came home too, so I'm gonna go give her a big smooch. Her bus showed up an hour late.
All right. Man, Dre, love you, man. I miss you, buddy. I'll call you soon. I've really shit the bed on calling you, but I'll call you soon, buddy.
Word. Okay, big love, dude.
Okay,
Bye.
big
Take
love.
care, brother. Cool. Well, right on.
David Gupta said once played in the building after midnight on a Wednesday to one guy who sat and played bongos along to us at the side of the stage, completely out of time. Haven't seen him since.
Oh, dude.
Just refer to him as Bongo Fury.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think he needed to mention that he played out of time. I think that was kind of implied, but if he played in time, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, it's brutal,
Yeah,
man.
I don't know.
It's brutal. We've all done
those
it, though.
guys. Oh yeah, absolutely. More times than I'd like to admit,
Yeah,
and almost all, in the States.
really.
Have you ever done a headlining tour in the States when you have absolutely no business headlining in the States?
I was never on Victory, no.
Well, yeah. Hey-o. There you go.
Burn. No,
But,
no, I haven't, man. It happened a lot in the States for you guys?
Not a lot, but I don't think a single headlining tour we did in the States was warranted. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell are we doing headlining in the States?
I remember...
Or even co-headlining. It doesn't matter.
do you remember Shotgun Rules?
Yeah.
And I can't remember. 30 seconds. I forgot what some seconds. Shotgun Rules and I don't know, some other band. We played in...
Not 30 Seconds to Mars.
No, it wasn't
Right.
them. It was like... fucking Christ, where was it? Edmundston, New Brunswick. You ever play at Edmundston?
Yeah.
Was it good?
I can't remember. I think so. New Brunswick was always pretty cool.
Got there, 3 touring bands, us, Shotgun Rules, and that fucking other band I can't remember. We're all hanging. Hey, what's going on? Hey, guys, blah, 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 blah. Night's going on. And, it's 9:30, it's like, the fuck? Nothing, where's the promoter? I don't know. And then we were all like, well, do you guys want to play? Yeah, we'll play. Fuck it. So no PA. There's a stage, and we each played our sets to nobody, to the other bands. Nobody showed up. The bartender was there, but she was around the corner, not watching us. And then after the show, we were like, all right, hey guys, we're all friends now. A guy shows up and gives each of us $50. Here's your pay for the night.
Really?
What? Thanks.
Well, hey, that's all right.
I don't know.
It could have been worse.
Byron says 30-08.
30-8.
30-8.
No, so it wasn't 30-8.
Oh, the venue?
So that wasn't. No, it was a band.
Oh, no. Fuck.
That's an old school band, dude.
No, I don't remember where they were from.
It's a sick shout out, Byron.
Anyone else want to comment on the worst gig they ever played? Or call me? The phone is here. This is kind of a lot of us have done some shit ass gigs.
Or were you ever at a show to see a band and you were the one or one of 2 people that showed up there?
I remember we played My Life is Purple. Does that make sense to you?
But not in the dark. Dark in my mind. That's super inside.
We played
Insider baseball.
we played in Jacksonville, Florida at a record store. I think Berg set it up. And Tugnut was weird music, but we were also fucking loud. Like Kipes was loud as hell. So we set up and just
Guitar or vocals? Or both?
Guitar. I don't think anyone could hear our vocals.
Okay.
I don't even remember if there was a PA, but just bummed everybody out. That was a recurring theme. You'd bum people out. We'd play hard, and people would be bummed. Like
really?
This all the time, man. Actually, I feel like I learned so much with that band, and it gave me like a callus as a performer and a callus to the crowd, because like nobody liked us. So it was just fucking another day at the office, and we toured quite a bit where it was just like, yeah, no one's probably gonna like this, but we'll play to hopefully turn one or two people into. And it was always the case. Most like shows, if there were people there, it'd be like one or two people that dug it. Levitt, peace out, man. Love you, man. Thanks for the help with the photos. Yeah, it really like was some training to play for yourself. Cause fuck, man, and like it was weird music, so I never took it personally. It's like I know what I'm doing. I know what this is. I know that not a lot of people are gonna dig it.
But the thing is, you had like real fans, whereas I think a lot of the metalcore movement and bands like this just okay. So people thought you were cool or fucking sick or dope or whatever, but like, did they really like the songs you put out?
For sure.
Or were they just kind of living in the moment and they didn't hate it?
I feel like people who like Tugnut still, well, like Byron just said, like, David's going to bed. Good night, David.
Later, David.
Byron just said, still remember that megaphone on the mic stand and Joe standing on that crate yelling into it. Played that Tugnut show in that Cambridge glass panel building thing is still probably the most impactful local show I've seen. That's cool, man. That's the thing, like, people who dug it.
And the road map.
Yeah, the carpet. It was
it's like a carpet road map.
It was a car thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Tugnut ruled, man. And I mean, I guess that's the problem with flying your own flag is that, maybe not. It's not going to hit everyone, but the people that it does hit are going to be real fans.
Yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, that has more impact on a music scene at large than, some band that's, kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah. That was my thinking, that it was, I knew it was weird, but I felt like it was unique and like I was part of something cool. And I believed that what we were doing was cool music. But yeah, I'm proud of what we did. Learned a lot.
I think you should be, man. I still think Row Downpour Tree is one of the most badass things ever conceived in music.
It was fun.
And I don't know.
It was fun. Listen, man, this is like, I think we should close this off. We've been running for about an hour and 20.
Should we?
Oh, yes.
Should we try and give away some more shit?
Well, I don't know what we have left.
I have 2 weekend passes for Gain Music Fest, taking place March 8th through 10th at various venues downtown Guelph.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah, let's give that away. Let's give some stuff away.
What, how are we going to do this one?
I think let's make it easy. So, first person to hashtag Gain Music Fest 2019 and hashtag Take Her Walk will win.
There you go.
This is a big prize, too. I mean, 2 weekend passes. I don't know what it's valued at, but it's
$400.
Yeah, $10,000 fucking dollars. But somebody might as well have them. What do we got here?
We got a winner.
Holy shit! Right on. It's Adam Uihei from the Almighty Teleportus.
Boom,
dude. I will hit you up probably tomorrow at this point, and we'll get all the details sorted out. But congratulations, my friend.
Cool.
Should be an awesome fest. I've heard through the grapevine that certain bands are playing, but I can't really talk about it on the air. So We'll talk off air. Yeah.
Very cool. What else do we have to give away?
I think we're looking at the grand prize.
Okay. You want to address
Yeah.
the grand prize?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, in promoting, got a beard hair in my mouth. In promoting this event, we post on Instagram, post it on Facebook. How to enter, how to win, and if to be real, we talked about it where we could have done a draw with everyone who checked it out, but really only one person did the steps to enter the contest. It was on Facebook. You tag 3 people, you attend the show, and I can't remember the third thing. There was basically like criteria
Yeah. So
to enter, and
tag both the shows, tag 3 friends, and share it, basically.
Yeah, on Instagram. That was the tagging us. So no one really did. One person did.
One person did.
So I don't want to take away from their efforts to do it. So basically, they're the winner.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I think that's fair. I think that's
we
fair.
had a contest. One person participated, and, maybe shame on us. I don't know, but
maybe,
you know
yeah.
what? Congratulations to the one person that did.
Yeah.
Who won our grand prize.
Yeah, Megan, you are the winner. So you get the Heartbeat Hot Sauce, the red habanero, which was so hard for me not to open this. Like, I've had this, and this shit's so good.
Maybe you did. I don't know.
Yeah.
If it's like a quarter gone.
She does rule. So she gets this. She gets a bottle of Gold Tusk Dapper Beard Oil, which is fantastic shit. Valued
Start
at
growing that beard in
$8,000.
now.
The Wellington Brewery toque, the Ironclad toque, and a shirt from me and Derek. Now, I don't have any XLs. You have an XL.
I do.
Just in case. I don't know if it's for a
Yeah,
friend or
we don't know what
but-
size you are or if you're
Yeah.
going to keep it or give it away, but just, so you know, I do have small through XL. Vargas has small through large.
Yeah, so take your pick.
So we'll probably have to get your information there.
Well,
but congratulations to you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Man, I know we could keep riffing, but I feel like we got to shut this down.
Yep.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a good time.
I think so. It's been a year. I'm proud, man. I'm fucking so stoked that you're doing this. I hope you keep doing it. I think your show's great. I think it's quality. That's when I think of ours. I'm like, fuck, I wish I could have it as quality sounding as yours because whatever. But
You can.
you do good
We'll
work.
talk after.
If people don't know it, follow The Walk Show on Instagram. Follow him. Listen to it. You can find it on everything. It's 2018. Google it. Fucking find it. The Walk Show. It's pretty easy.
Awesome. Well, hey, thank you so much, brother. I
Happy
appreciate
year
you hosting
anniversary,
this
man.
for me. And, just a word about Steve. I actually probably wouldn't have started this if it wasn't for Steve saying, hey, man, you should probably get into this after an episode of Take Her Wide that I did with him at his jam space. And what do you know? The rest is history. And despite what he says, it is a quality show. Check out Take Her Wide podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and all that. Wherever you get your podcasts, iTunes, all that stuff.
Most places you can find it. So.
And I feel like every now and again we do a joint episode. So if you like this format, let us know.
Mm-hmm.
If you like listening to us talk shit to each other and then,
Yeah, it's
all
just
that.
talking. This is a
Let
little,
us know.
Yeah, a little not traditional, I feel. Generally, I'll be prepped. But this is just celebrating this shit, man. Music's dope. I talk about this probably way too much, but it's something really special when you apply yourself and you are fearless with your ideas and you join a community and you support each other. That shit is so important for me.
Well, absolutely.
So let's celebrate music, support your fucking friends' bands and your friends' endeavors. All love, no hate.
Yeah, and every single person here, everyone on the live chat, thank you so much for tuning in because you are definitely supporting supporting things that are, maybe not Bon Jovi status. So we appreciate it. Honestly, if you guys keep listening, I'll keep doing this. I'm sure you're in the same boat, Steve.
100%, man, 100%. We'll keep doing this, and then next year we'll do another one.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you
cheers.
so much, everybody. And keep your ear to the ground for new episodes from both podcasts.
Yeah. Smoke weed. Hail Satan.
Drink beer.
All that
Smoke
shit.
beer. Drink weed.